Hey everybody, it's Lon.TV, and we're taking a look today at the Miracast video adapter from Belkin. This is it looks a lot like a Chromecast, but it's a little bit different in how it operates. Basically, it is pretty much a video mirroring device. So your Windows 8 tablet or your Android tablet can just pass its video signal into this device wirelessly. It works over a subset of Wi-Fi, so there's no drivers required or anything like that. It actually is kind of neat in concept how it works, although in execution it may not follow that same trajectory. There's a button here to sync it. Some devices require a button push, and that's what this button here is for. And then there's a USB port to charge the device, and you'll want to make sure that your TV has a USB adapter on board. If not, you'll need to find some USB power for it. So we're going to take a quick little segue here because I got to plug this in, and I found that I can't get it in too elegantly. So we're going to take a quick break, and we'll see what happens when you boot it up. Okay, we got everything connected now. I had to use the included HDMI extender cable because my cable jack on the television was blocking the USB power, so we couldn't just plug it directly in, so I have the extender cable going. This cable is very stiff, so you really don't have a lot of ability to maneuver the device very well to put it out of sight, so you might want to look at getting a more flexible one if you need to. The USB power is going out of the TV at the moment. This television has a USB port. Some don't, so if your TV doesn't have one, you're going to need to just plug it into a USB wall outlet. It does not, unlike the Chromecast, include one. So once it's plugged in, it will actually take the name of your TV that it's plugged into, and you'll see that in a second when we go to connect. And right now it's telling me that it wants me to connect my phone, although we can connect other things. So I've got this Android 4.22 gamepad here, and within in the settings on Android, there's a display option, and then there's a wireless display area. And what you want to do, so if I go back to display here, you scroll down to the bottom and go to wireless display. And normally I would project this into my video system, but because we're going to mirror to the screen here, I didn't want to screw it up or have it artificially have an issue with the speed and the responsiveness of it. So what we're going to do here is click on Orion 1034, which is our Miracast, and it'll change its little screen here to say that it's negotiating a connection, and hopefully everything will work. It takes a second or two to get everything up and running, but once it does come up, it's usually pretty good. And it says we're successful now, and as you can see, we are now looking at a mirrored version of our Android device. There is a bit of a delay, and these devices, by the way, are right next to each other. So as you can see, as I move my finger here, it's not keeping up with what's actually happening on the screen. There's a bit of a processing delay. And what's funny is on the packaging, they're saying, oh, you can game with this thing and use it for video games and everything. No way. I mean, there's just too much of a delay in order to make it a useful gaming device, especially for action games. So as an example, we'll pull up my favorite little NES emulator here. By the way, the other thing that's happening is the audio does come out of the TV. So if we turn the volume up here, it works. What you can't hear, though, is that there's like a little underlying amount of noise that it's projecting as well. So I don't know. It does this on every device that I connect to it. So it's not the cleanest signal you're going to get. But you can also see that when I hit the button here, the guy on the screen on the device itself is jumping a lot faster. So a game like Mega Man 2, which is very difficult, is not going to work very well in this way. So you might want to look at getting one of those HDMI home theater adapters that have a lot less latency there. So we're going to take a quick little break here and switch over to Windows 8.1 and see how that fares on the device. Okay, we are using my Asus T100 tablet now, and this is running Windows 8.1. There aren't as many Windows devices that are compatible with this as there are for Android, but what you do is you go into your PC settings. So if you pull out your little charms here on the side and just go to Settings, you go over to Change PC Settings, go to PC and Devices. A lot of digging around here, unfortunately. You go to Display, you go to the bottom of Display and go Connect to a wireless display. And normally, if you haven't connected to one before, you're going to have to click Add a wireless display, but since this one has been working prior, we're going to just connect to the existing one. I found that it's a little problematic, and I don't know exactly why that is. It's working very well down here in the studio. Upstairs, it doesn't work as well, and it might be because I have other Wi-Fi devices in the house. Belkin recommends that you try to keep all your stuff on the 5 gigahertz channel. I think it's like side channeling your existing Wi-Fi connection. I'm not sure exactly how it works, but I'd love for someone in the comments to kind of explain this a little bit more to me, because it's just it's bizarre in how well it works, in the sense that there's no configuration. You plug this in and you point a device at it and it just loads it up. There's no Wi-Fi access point to connect to. It just kind of works on its own, which is pretty neat. Just the latency isn't as as good as I would like it to be, or it's actually pretty bad, unfortunately. So, but here we are. So we're doing the same thing we were doing before, and this would be great, if you're doing a presentation or something like that. You can bring this along and just kind of attach it to your projector, and it's probably a lot less friction than using something like an Apple TV with AirPlay or something. So, so that is pretty handy. But again, the delays are certainly there. I'm still getting that noise that I was hearing before. And if we go over to YouTube, we can play a quick video. We'll play one of my videos here. But you see, as you can see, we can still browse the web even though it's doing the Wi-Fi for this as well. But we'll pop into here and just hit a play button here. And I have found that the speed of the connection does slow down a bit while you're connected to it there. But here we can play our video here, and it's projecting our audio through the TV. What's interesting is it's not coming through the device, so it's kind of so the video is staying in sync with the audio that way. It's just that the display is a little bit behind. The frame rate isn't that great either. I'm seeing some jumpy frame rate to it even when I go to full screen mode. And the quality of it looks very compressed. So even with YouTube running in HD mode, I'm not seeing as good a video quality as I might out of something like a Chromecast or one of those devices that is more of a direct connection kind of thing. So, but overall, I think it's a good option if you're looking for a way to easily connect and mirror an Android or a Windows tablet over the air. I mean, we have this on the Apple with AirPlay, which works pretty much the same way. It has its share of glitches as well, but it does work. There is latency, so the issue of gaming is certainly not going to be something you should pursue. It's not a gaming device, but it can play video. It doesn't play video all that great, and again, you get some noise and some other stuff introduced into it. But for a really quick and dirty mirroring option, this does seem to work pretty well. I wish it worked better for the price, and I think what you should do is figure out whether or not you really need mirroring, or if you need something like a Chromecast, which really costs half as much as this and does an excellent job with Netflix and HBO Go and YouTube, and they're adding new things to it all the time. So if mirroring really isn't what you need and you're looking more for Netflix and YouTube kind of projection to a second screen or a larger screen, I think the Chromecast might be a better choice. But if you're looking to put images up on a big screen or something where you don't need to have a lot of real-time interaction, then this is certainly something that will very easily, very surprisingly easily, project whatever device you have, as long as it's compatible, of course, to a larger screen. This is Lon.TV. Thanks for watching.